All right, welcome back, my dear students. I'm in config.php. I have that tab open and I have init.php open. All right, so make sure that you have those tabs open on your code editor. On this lecture here, we're going to be creating the class, a database class that's going to be in charge of a lot of things. All right, so I'm just going to right click on includes, create this new file. I'm going to call it database.php, save. All right, I'm going to open my PHP tags. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna go back to config right here and take this little piece out, and I'm just gonna leave it like this. All we need right here is this. I'm gonna go to database.php. I'm just gonna paste that in there because I'm gonna need a couple lines of that. Actually, probably one line. All right, so we're gonna build this class. Let's call it database, and I just put a capital D. Remember that. Always, the classes always start with the capital D or capital. The first word has to be uppercase. All right. So now we have this class, and what we want is to have a connection. All right. So the best way to do this is creating a method that will open up the connection for us. Let's make this connection public, and let's call it OpenDB connection. All right. So this connection is going to open the database connection for this method. I'm going to paste that in there. As a matter of fact, we don't need this echo true. If you want to leave it there, you can, but we don't need it anymore. All right, perfect. So there's one thing here that we need to do, and is that we need to create our connection. Right now, this variable is holding this connection, but it's not available throughout the whole database. The reason is because it's just a variable inside this method, which in other words is a function, right? So in order for us to make it available to our other methods, we will have to do global, and that's not very good to do in this case, to be doing global all the time right here, right? Well, we can make it available throughout this whole class by just making it an object property, and that way we don't have to be using global all the time. So, and it's just because we are doing object-oriented programming that we do this. Is super cool to do, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this private, and I'm just gonna say connection right here. That's it. Now here, when we refer to this variable, we use the pseudo keyword this, and we can say this connection. We don't need the $sign anymore. All right, perfect. So what we could do with this here also is that at this we can also do a little test right here to see if our connection went through. Okay, so we could do something like MySQLi connect all right. So if my SQLi gives me a problem, all right, if I get a connect error, then I just want to kill every script after and display database connection failed badly. All right, and then I want to attach an arrow there to it. My SQLi error. There we go. My SQLi. There we go. Perfect. All right. So now when we call this method, it's gonna open up the connection for us. That's really cool. All right. I'm just organizing my code a little bit. All right. So another thing that you need to do, and we almost forgot here, and some people have a problem with it, some people don't have a problem, is actually including the config right here. All right, so let's just say required once config.php. There we go. All right, we make all this available for our connection. Perfect. All right, so because we want this to be available to us in through our application, it's better to instantiate it right away. So, all right, I'm gonna go outside the class. We got it right here. I'm gonna go outside the class and I'm gonna say database. New database. There we go. Database. All right. Now we can use this variable here to refer to our class anywhere. Now we call this open connection by using our variable right here. And we can say open DB connection. All right. Perfect. That's good, right? Another thing that we need to do here is we have to include our database.php right here inside our init.php. So make sure that you do that. Database. And we are going to be changing all this later on in the later tutorials just to make it more flexible. All right. So database.php save. All right, I'm gonna scroll slowly here so you can see everything that we've done. Perfect. Right. So anyway, on the next lecture we're gonna continue building on this, and we are going to be making modifications as we go along. Thank you so much for watching this, and I see you in the next lecture.